from what I understand, you started your career in a call center.
Right.
How did you end up in a call center, and how old were you when you worked in call center?
No, actually, even before the call center, I used to do multi-level marketing.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Door to door or phone?
no, this was when Amway had started.
Right.
So this was go meet people and try to pitch them why they should become members of Amway.
In which year was it?
This was late 90s. So I started trading the markets when I was in my first year of engineering.
Right.
This was 97, 98.
Mm-hmm.
And then, to trade, you need money.
Right.
So I was trying to find like different ways to make a buck. So I've done quite a random things. I've tried to teach music. It's so funny that I learned playing guitar for 3-4 months, and I was trying to teach someone guitar and try to make money. Then I worked in a lot of these gig stuff. There used to be this weekender back in the day. So I worked there for a while, but this is all trying to put up a trading capital.
Right.
2001 is when when this whole futures and options got introduced to Indian markets. And as a younger person, I was a much aggressive version, of me in terms of risk. And by then I had borrowed money to trade the markets and etc. And so I blew up in 2001, and I dropped out of engineering by then. And 2001 I joined a call center and I worked there.
Which year of college were you in when you dropped out?
So the thing is, the first year of engineering was all these common subjects, right? Like physics, chemistry, maths. I actually sat through the college. The third semester when I went to the college, the first subject was the signals and systems.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dude, what's happening? It just went over the top. That's it, I think, after third semester. And I was the last batch of Bangalore University.
Right.
So they had this whole all carry facility. So you could just keep carrying over.
Right.
So I remember 8th semester, I had 50 subjects carried over, And my HOD had called my mom and said, I have some psychological problem and all that. So, but 2001 is around the time I was, I should have ideally completed engineering. But I joined 24/7. I was among the first few hundred people who joined 24/7 customer. But I survived there only for 3-4 months, and it was because it's just too far. I used to stay in Janagar. This was in Whitefield. Then there was this company called Dial-M on Airport Road, Old Airport Road.
Right.
And this was part of the Manipal group.
Yeah.
So I went join there, and I worked there till 2005. And I think most of my life skills I've actually learned in my call center.
So did you grow really fast in the call center career?
Not really.
No?
No. I think intellectually, because this whole selling.
Yeah.
If you think about it, right? I think if you're not a programmer who can build your own products, I think the other skill you need in life is to be able to sell well. Right. And if I think of myself today, I think I'm a salesman. In the sense, I'm constantly trying to find ways to sell my own story, Zerodha's story, and etc. Right? So 2000, during call center, I think what I really learned was maybe how to sell better. And I also realized, with my MLM, that multi-level marketing that I did for a while, which was more physical.
Yeah.
Call center was more on the phone, right? You could be anonymous and be able to sell. I used to call myself Nithin Kamath. Because it was around the time Mission Impossible was released, and in the call center you're calling the US. It was late night shift, so I could trade during the days. And just to be able to, I found a lot of freedom in selling on the phone. So I was a much better salesman on the phone,
right,
versus in person, because in person you need different kind of skill sets.
Yeah.
So I think it was improving my English, for example. Improving just to be able to understand what helps sell.
Right. Did you have to go through some kind of accent training?
In 24/7customer.com, So for I think in the 3 months I spent, I think 1.5 months was just rolling your R's and and all of that, and even I think generally typing faster, etc. But just to be able to understand what can you say that can help close a sale.
Right.
I think I learned over those 3-4 years. I don't think I would have been able to learn that if I hadn't done the job. And I think if I look back in my journey, apart from all the experience of the markets itself, I think the second most important thing that I think that's helped me in my life has been this selling 3-4 years on the phone continuously, right? As in that's been I think, and usually whenever young entrepreneurs come to me, and like people who want to be entrepreneurs, my advice usually is dude, if you can't build a product, if you're not a software engineer, I think you need to go build some sales skills.
Right. Absolutely. Right. No, I can imagine, and probably every call that you're engaged in just totally fresh context, and you have to build a rapport very quickly in first minute or two, and probably also made you a good listener, because you can't be a good salesperson without being able to listen really well.
Yeah. No, I mean, see, as I said, the thing about life is, in hindsight, this rear view mirror, it's easy to sit and analyze, like, oh, I might have learned all of this. Back then, I think I did a lot of stupidity, I mean, like maybe dropping out of college was stupidity, maybe picking up the call center job was stupidity, maybe borrowing money to trade the markets is stupidity. So I give a lot of, like, looking back, I give a lot of credit to luck in life, right? Because this whole right place, right time is just so super important, right? As in, so I think, but you're right, as in selling, listening, also because selling to Americans, that was like, you had to kind of, and within America, such a large country that, like usually what happens in a call center, right? When you start dialing out in the night, you start on the East Coast and you go towards the West Coast, right? Because there's a shift also. Yeah, I mean, like during the day, you need to keep changing your accent. You need to keep, like saying different things to sell. So I think it was, I found it very interesting. I found it very exciting. The good thing about Dial-M, the call center, was, I was not stuck to one project, right? So I think I started selling long distance. Then I was selling DVDs. Then I was selling, there are times when I was sold toothpaste subscriptions, right? So it was
subscription, okay.
So it was not selling one product as well. It was like selling different types of products to different type of people. So I found it like even today, some of my closest friends I made in my call center days, and
incredible.
Yeah, I met my wife there, so she.
Oh, okay. So did really well.
Yeah, so she had come from Belgaum to become a cabin crew, and she was trying to find a stopgap job, but then she can find, so she joined Dial-M, and we were there together for like a couple of years, and so I think. That 3.5, 4 years has defined my life of sorts.
No, I think as you're talking about, right, and I mean, there's one lens of looking at these things as stupidity, doing things you're not supposed to do. Right. But other lens to look at it, just exploration. Right. You are just giving yourself chance to expose yourself to so many different things, right, which dots may or may not connect in different ways in future. Right. I think in my 20s also, then late 90s I was into big time day trading. Right. Eventually blew up. Right. I managed to blow up even before 2000 crash. Right. This is in Bay Area. The same year where I quit my job and went to Silicon Valley trying to start a company without H-1B visa. Right. So, but those things, those experiences definitely affect you in some ways. This whole thing about being right place, right time. Right. But if you stay in a safe cocoon and you keep doing what everyone else is doing, then chances of you ending up in that right place, right time also that much lower.
Absolutely. I mean, I think this is the other thing I keep telling, even with my son right now, he's 8 years old, and my only objective in life is to let him experience as many things as possible. Right. And not influence him in his choices. Like, he plays a little bit of drums. So, usually I keep, I try to get him to play Floyd because I play a little bit of guitar, but he wants to play, I don't know, like Imagine Dragons, but with him also I think the only, I think my objective as a parent is to be able to let him experience different things, because you grow intellectually by trying to do different things. Even if I look at my friends from school and college who are like top of the class, and sometimes I question, how did I turn out all right? Because I was last in the class from my third standard. In a sense, every year my parents have been called to school and said, your son, it's really horrible. You need to do something about him. Right. So then I usually think about it, and like I say, what did I do differently? I think I remain this curious. I've not just about reading books or trying different things. Like different skills. I try to pick up, I don't know, different kind of musical instruments to learn. For a while I was into magic. I was trying to learn try to become a magician. I've done a lot of sales. I've done multi-level marketing for a bunch of things. Right. I've traded. I think the thing about trading, is I think even with your experience, I'm guessing it's about how you react to fear, greed.
Right.
Like that, experience in itself is super important in life.